In this video, going to be having a quick think about dosing my tank. For those that don't know, when you keep a coral, you need to dose elements to keep them in check or to keep them healthy and growing. So you need to dose alkalinity, calcium, magnesium, and then a whole bunch of trace elements. On little tanks, you can keep up with it just by doing water changes for fresh seawater, because that will, refresh the amount of minerals and elements in the tank and keep everything happy. However, when you have a tank this sort of size, then you're going to have more problems because you're not going to be able to keep up with it with just water changes. There is a lot of coral in here. It's all growing very fast. It's all using a lot of elements up. So instead, we need to dose. Right now, I'm using what's called a two-part dosing solution, which is Reef's elements, pH+, which provides alkalinity, and Universal, which does calcium and magnesium. And between the both of them, they do the trace elements as well. And then I do additional dosing of manganese down there to keep my gonopora happy. Now, the issue with that is these cost £35 each for those two big jugs. And I'm starting to get through them at a rate of about one each per month. And it's accelerating because as corals grow, you get more coral and you need to dose more to keep up with the growth. And this is getting to be a bit of an expense, particularly as we also have food, we have roller mats and other things we need to keep up with as well. So for a big tank, two-part dosing does start to get quite expensive. So I'm considering a return to what's called Kalkwasser. Now, Kalkwasser, for those that don't know, is calcium hydroxide. Mixed with water, it creates a slurry added to your fish tank via a dosing pump on a regular basis. Bumps up alkalinity and calcium, as well as raising the pH of the tank. Now, pH in my tank has always been a problem because of where it's situated. It rarely goes above 8, and really I'd like it sitting around 8.2 to 8.3. So I've got a big old bin that I used to do water changes with, that I'm not using anymore. I suspect what I'm going to do when those two run out is fill this up with Kalkwasser and start dosing that instead. And then I'm going to have to start doing a lot more ICP tests. ICP tests are trace element tests for reef tanks or fish tanks that will tell me when I need to dose all the other minor elements. So water changes and Kalkwasser. It looks like the future is going to be for this tank. Going to implement this when those reef elements run out. So probably in a week or two. And then we're going to be getting onto that journey and seeing how it looks. But that's the thought process anyway. Two-part for large tanks, is it optimal? No.